high. I want to quickly talk about this, our local government, and this issue of 40% revenue from higher institutions, varsities to be specific. This is killing. This is annoying. From around June this year, the federal government has been toying with the idea of stopping the funding of universities, institutions in Nigeria. And there were reactions, and with that alone, most schools have increased their fees. In fact, some schools are still demonstrating that the students are still reacting to the increment in fees. Some have reduced percentages, while some insist that they have to increase it. So the federal government is not only going to stop the subventions now, the federal government is even going to get revenues from the schools. These university vice chancellors, they are federal government staff. By and by, they will succumb to the demand of the federal government. But I keep telling us that in Nigeria, if we don't change our approach, the way we engage the government, we can never move ahead from where we are. Yes, I've heard ASU kicking. They only go on strike and it only compound it. We must change our approach. All institutions are within constituencies. All institutions are within senatorial districts. Let's decentralize the approach. Yes, ASU at the center can approach the federal government, but let ASU and other ASU for whatever organization, let them approach their elected legislators, National Assembly members. You write to your federal rep. You make your request known that you want them to say this concerning this issue. And if they don't do that, you don't fall down that that approach is why we are where we are now. We should stop that. Engage them from now. Let University of Ibadan, let them write their federal representative and their senator. You write to them. You make demands. If you don't do that, they will ignore. They won't do as if they know. 4 or 5 months into the strike, they will still be quiet. But when you engage them directly, you write and make a copy of your letter to your legislator, you make it available. If all federal universities do that, if all federal polytechnics do that, you think the National Assembly members will be able to ignore it? We need to change our approach. Yes, ASU can do whatever they want to do at the national level, but we must decentralize it. You must also know that this present administration has full grasp of the media. So if we don't change our approach, if we don't become more articulate and more determined in how we want governance to be in Nigeria, we will continue on this same journey and be wishing we arrive at a better destination. And it's not possible. It's not possible. We need to change our approach. In Yoruba land, one of it loyini, and if you accept it, it will continue like that. They will just prime you with it. Let's test them if they will accept it. If a federal legislator is riding on 160 million, and there are students in higher institutions that cannot afford to pay school fees, how do you just oppose that? How reasonable is that? And they are supposed to be serving the people. It's only in Nigeria that is tenable. So we have to change our approach. We have to be more determined and articulate in how we engage our elected officials. It's not all about demonstration. It's not all about strike. Let's change our approach. Let's have records. Let's have records. Let's put some things in the public domain. Yes, I read the vice chancellor saying they open the books. It's good. It's part of it. Make it plain. When ASU is negotiating with federal government, NLC is negotiating, make everything plain. Let the whole public know what you are demanding for. If you are not making it plain, then you have skeleton in your cupboard. Make everything plain. This is what we want. This is what we don't want. Then the masses will be able to follow you. But when we all assume that you are only negotiating salary increase, that's why federal government has been able to maltreat you and treat you as inconsequential. We have to change our approach in this country, for God's sake. This pattern has not helped us. So let's change our approach. Our civil engagement must be more articulate and more determined. We must be more focus oriented. Just saying ASU kick. You kicked when they suggested it about 4-5 months ago. What has come out of it? Write to your legislators and make it public. That way, they know that they are mandated to say something about it. Unfortunately, at the National Assembly, you don't know who is saying yes, you don't know who is saying no. The yes always have it. But we have to change our approach. If we don't change our approach, we will continue like this. I imagine how many students of the higher institution will fall out of schools in the next few months. By January now, already we have too many touts on our streets. A lot of youths that are jobless, roaming the streets. So if this continue with this proposal from the federal government, it's going to compound the issue, and we'll have very unimaginable rate of crime. Yet our security agencies are not well funded. So we need to just change our approach. Let the students, representatives, let them take it up. Let everyone take it up. This should not stand. This should not stand. We must be able to say no to this. For God's sake, what are Nigerians going to benefit? What? Everything is already out of the reach of the masses. Even the middle class too are crumbling. So in Nigeria, in the next few months, we are only going to have the poor of the poorest, the poor and the very rich. The middle class and the average, they are going to be eradicated. Now, the federal government is proposing to give workers salary award of 25,000 at the federal level. Now, through the back door, they are going to increase school fees, because that's what it means. Because if schools are mandated to pay 40% of revenue, it means that schools will have to focus on making revenue. They will commercialize education, where government will be relying on money from universities as part of IGL. It's killing. It's killing. It's killing. And we have our elected officials living like gods, while Nigerians, who are supposed to be the employers, they are paupers. It's not reasonable. I don't know how to just oppose that. But I always blame Nigerians, because we deserve this kind of leaders. We prefer those who will make us the way we are. And as long as we continue doing this, we have no moral right to complain. So we have to change our approach if we want this to change. And the part of changing the approach is to be more articulate and more strategic in how we engage our government officials. Just going on radio to talk is not enough. It's not enough. We have to be more engaging. Oh, Mr. We need you. ASU, University of Ibadan, we are calling you to a meeting on so issue. This is our position. We want you to make it known at the floor of the National Assembly. Oh, OAU, you are senator. We are inviting you on this issue. On so matter, this is our position. Please relate it. They will not call for town hall meeting. You will call the town hall meeting and invite them there. And if they are absent, you make your declaration even in their absence and make it public. Let's be more articulate. Let's be more strategic. Otherwise, a lot of people are going to die, because the rate at which things are going, Nigerians are really, really suffering. The suffering is too much. I don't know whether you are not feeling it, but the rate at which people beg, people who are gainfully employed begging, some are even already out of jobs, because so many companies can't cope with the price of diesel and logistics. Please, we need to change our approach. Let me share this. Comment and share. Let's reason together. But the important thing is we have to be more strategic in the way we engage government in Nigeria. Don't let us say 4 years will soon come. I thought don't let us wait. Even while they're there, let's engage them in a more strategic way. Let's be more articulate and determined to see positive results. If we don't enforce this, so many people will suffer irreversibly. And we can't afford that. Nigeria is not getting younger. That's all I have to say on this. Please let me share this video and comment. I'll react to your comments. Thank you.